Hey everyone, how's it going? Thought I'd jump on for some FOMC action. This has been a really dull day today in the market. Literally nothing's happening, but it's to be expected before FOMC, right? We still have got the crazy overnight long session to correct. So we'll see how that pans out. Yep, how's it going, dude? How's your day been, my friend? I thought I'd jump on for FOMC. I think I might put on the stream of it. I need to watch out though that I don't get like a copyright thing, as I kind of did last time, actually. So let's split this. And I want to draw out the high here. In fact, we're already above the high. Jeez. Okay, so this is where shorts need to reclaim. Is basically they need to break and hold this level here. But extremely overextended. I mean, this is just crazy. It just went straight bid. Let's get rid of this. So quite a juicy correction could happen here. Adrian, how's it going? What's happening, my friend? Okay, so we're now negative delta on the day despite being extremely up from yesterday's settlement price. So we have seen a bit of absorption on the bid here. But in order to get up here at pre-market, there was just no offer in the way. So it could really go either way, but I still think it would make sense to have a correction. So would you guys like to would you like me to stream, or would you like to hear the audio of the speech that happens, or at least the press conference anyway? Would you like that? You want to stream? Okay. We need to load it up and see if we can how we can easily watch it. So you guys are just happy to. Okay, no problem. I mean, to be honest, you know what it's like. They're not going to see anything anyway, right? I'll maybe just have the wires on so I don't miss anything. Going to get the pen out to make sure. Pen. Okay, sweet. No problemo. Need to make sure that if I'm going to take any trades here, that this is on. There we go. So have you guys taken any trades today? Just got a little espresso ready before the stream. There's quite a few flies today, so I've sprayed some fly spray, and the fly spray is giving me a little bit of congestion in the nose. flat. Adrian, are you in any trades? We'll see what's going to happen. I suspect that it would be normally there's an initial hit that will come out in probably a few minutes with the first minutes that come out. There's a little bit of slight action for 30 minutes, then the conference comes out, we then have some action during the speech, and then it'll probably go one way once he finishes talking. So look how the liquidity just absolutely disappears. Here we go. Jeez. Right, I feel like I'm a bit in the dark here. I'm gonna go on and put on the wire so I can see what's happening. Okay. I mean, a correction is definitely expected here. Seems a little bit weird that the Fed is like, we're not going to cut rates until we see that inflation is on target, but yet 100% rate cut is priced in for September. These seems a little bit smoke and mirrors. Book is still extremely thin, so expect some real volatility to come in. Let's slip the delta so we can see what's happening. Do expect a correction to come in, and we'll see if the reports that come out. I mean, this is, I think, going to be relatively non-event. No cut was expected this session, and any comments will basically be looking to change September's numbers that's currently sitting at 100%. Just quickly check how yields are doing here very quickly. Trading view. Quickly to look at it. Yeah, here we see. So the trust a week for me to decide not to trade, that we just have a complete dump across the board here. So we're pretty much going straight up at the moment for the short and long end of the curve, in terms of futures anyway. What we're looking at there was the yields. How's it going, dude? Yeah, FOMC happening, man. So we'll see if there's going to be any action. We were just discussing there that the the yield, the full short to long end of the curve is basically getting hammered. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Full port all in. How's your day going, man? So pretty much plan of attack still stays the same here. Extreme. So we'll make this full screen at the moment. So extremely bid from Globex and overnight session, like straight line stuff, and we ran over delta where essentially the offer has just been pulled, and then we've been consolidating above this high here set for regular trading hours, so we still need to really correct and come back down and probably retest this. So there's a lot of room to the downside that's going to happen, and we're relatively flat in delta at the moment. So we'll see what happens. Upside, what have we got for upside actually? Yeah, I mean we've pretty much got upside for this higher volume node as well as up here, which is the point of control. Since this contract's rolled over. So we'll kind of zoom out actually and squash this a little bit so you can see. So yeah, upside wise, I mean we're so extended on the session, right? So extended. It's like 200 and maybe 300 ticks from here to here. That's more than that. Jesus, it's like 470 ticks. 100 points, basically straight line. So we'll see if there's going to be a little bit of a correction coming. Yeah, pretty much. Equities has just went in an absolute straight line. This is the S&P right now. So this is, I'll run through actually what you're seeing here. So this is the S&P 500. This is the Nasdaq or US 100. This is the Russell, and this is the Dow. So this is basically the mid and low cap stocks, and this is the Dow Jones. You're far right. Do not get the inside prints on here. We're using these for correlation as they tend to all be in sync. Valentino, how's it going? I've been trading for many, many years, dude. Smashed many keyboards in my time. Over 10 years now, I think. I've been pounding the charts. Futures alternative is the Dow, so YM. So US 30 is the YM. That's the CFD, and this is the futures equivalent, so far right. So we're discussing this, that there's essentially these the market makers at the minute. They've got this, we'll call it range capping algo that is still present. As you can see, it's following price. So I've got 150 here laid out on the bid, and the same on the offer. So it never gets filled. They just continually move it. But you can expect when there's extreme volatility going to come into the market, which will probably hit in circa probably 22 minutes. We'll see the speech will happen. Powell will come out depending on which colour of tie he's got. We'll see a bid or a correction. Nah, I'm just kidding. But we'll definitely see some volatility. The book will thin out again. Smashed the first one this year. Started trading futures in Jan. Yeah. Wow. Nice. Nice, man. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's 100%. It's 100% probability of a cut in September. So really, any sort of hawkish news that comes out, the market's going to take it pretty bad. Because I mean, it can only go the other way, right? If it's 100% chance of rate cut. So see what they're going to do here. Quite interesting though. It's to be expected pre FOMC that just nothing happens. I mean, this is literally just algorithm setup. You know, just so we've got basically some people are going to be having, or they're going to be buying. Their stops are going to be below here. So we could say sweep below here, and then the same on here. Anyone that is ultimately selling, their ultimate stops are going to be here. So expect these levels to be hit, probably both ways, and then the market will probably decide. So there's some liquidity at both ends here, because anyone that's ultimately trading this right now, they're going to be invalidated down here and here. So we'll see. I mean, there's literally no point trading right now. You know, you might as well just go on black, to be honest. So in essence, cuts. You know, the equities in general prefer cheaper money. You know, it's just definitely much more preferred from their side. Um, but we're in quite a unique moment in the market where the stock market, especially the S&P and Nasdaq for that point, is basically been held up by the Mag 7, so your seven big boys that make up 27% of the market. Um, so when we see bleeding in them, like on last night's stream, Microsoft dumped 7%. I think it was some sort of earnings that come out, and you know, one stock literally moves the whole S&P. So like 40% of the S&P has not had a good year, but yet we're absolutely smashing highs all the time. So it's just essentially led by the seven big boys. You know, so your Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Meta, Nvidia, so on. But just in general, you know, the dollar likes higher rates. Um, of course, when the rates are higher, yields are up, and you know, the debt market tends to work inversely to that, so that goes down to correct. Yes, it's trying to. Hi, Pikey boy, how's it going? Exactly. We'll wait until Pearl speaks. And I had the Pearl speech up last time, but I ended up getting some copyright bullshit, so I'll just have the wires up and we can see. But as you guys know, the guy literally is not going to say anything in this meeting. I mean, it was already nothing at all that's been released in the initial minutes and statement pre-speech is nothing is out of the ordinary. It's already priced in. What do you mean, JPY in general? You know, just across the board. I mean, it was getting absolutely hammered against the dollar. What a year for the carry trade, actually. If you look at dollar yen, it's been a great year for just basically buying dollars and forgetting about it against the yen anyway. But that'll probably have, if the BOJ's just raised rates, then it'll probably pulled in. Ah, that's a great shout, Hunter. No problem. Well, this is it. I mean, as long as I can hear the main setup, I don't really. I quite like to watch these speeches, to be honest. But you know, it can always really be summed up by we need more data. I'm not really going to say anything. Um, we need more data again. and we'll wait to see if inflation stables or inflation needs to hit target, and we'll see how the labour market performs. Data, right? Q&A. I can't really give any specifics in that until I see more data. That's pretty much how it goes. And yeah, you're definitely right, man. It's not. So basically, if those big boys bleed, then the market is going to be obliterated, to be honest. But it is election year, um, and sadly the S&P and Nasdaq are pretty much designed to go up. So no news, a lot of the time is good news because the majority of the world is basically long side only. But I think when you actually factor in the inverted yield curve as well, we discussed that a couple of streams, but basically it seems to be correcting itself a little bit right now. But if I go to it, you can see, it's like up here. So the 2 year you should never be getting a higher yield for buying a 2 year bond or note than you should be for buying a 30 year, maturity. That essentially means that people don't believe in holding stuff long term. The last time it was as aggressive as this was 2007, before the last crash. It seems to be ever so slightly correcting now, which is good. So we'll see how that performs. But really, if we very quickly just go back, okay, this is a standard curve. So you have the 2, 5, 10, and 30. You get a higher yield for the longer you hold a bond or note, right? Very, very simply. When it gets inverted like this, which we can see here, right? This essentially means that people are not willing to hold long term, and it's normally banks and large institutions that are moving this, so they're not believing in holding in the long term. So just something to note. Plus, with the fact that the stock market has simply been propped up and going bid by the Mag 7s. Yeah, exactly. And you say he needs more data. 100%. Exactly. He literally, you can tell that he worked, in a corporate position for a bank. He's got a fantastic way of speaking loads but saying absolutely nothing. So if you guys notice the delta here, right, we are not far off approaching the high of session, but yet there is just no buying coming in. So it fits the theme of what we'd seen at the whole overnight, where there was just no offer there. No one was standing away of any buying, so it's not as if the buyers are extremely strong. There is just no offer in the way. So basically, they're just pulling the offer. Seen by this, there is no fresh. And this should be essentially be in line. It should be, like a way up here, but it's not, right? And essentially, what this means is if sellers do start getting aggressive, and start aggressively hitting into the bid, and the bid does get pulled, right? It's not going to be very hard for us to get all the way down here. Yeah, he's basically a politician, basically. good way to look at it. And then if you ask him anything out with monetary policy, he just says that's not in our mandate. That's all he says. We don't give opinions on X. That's not in the mandate. Right, I'm going to bring up this speech. I want to hear Papa Pearl speak. Wait, can you guys let me know if you can hear this music? Because I'll maybe need to pause it. Let me know if you can hear that. Because I'll wait till he starts speaking to play. I don't know if I can just hear it in my ears or you guys can hear it too. Oh, you hear nothing? Okay, great. So you definitely can't hear that, right? Do you want to hear it? Is the question. No. Okay, nice. Do you guys want to hear the speech when he starts speaking? Let me know if you do. You do? Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'll need to adjust the settings on OBS. I see, yeah, I've got Chrome uh, basically muted, so I can turn that on once. There was an event, I think it was last 3 or 4 weeks. He was at some economics club or something, and the music was really. It was like there's like a little jazz music was playing. It was actually really good. Like a little jazz band stuff going on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's try and pump the Mr. OrderFlow bus. Get some new peeps in. Also, I see there's 18 of you lovely people watching and only 8 likes. Can you guys get that wee bit on parity? Hit the like button for me, please. Yeah, some of them do. Yeah, might as well just make that public knowledge. Nice. Little likey likey. Well, the trouble is, Valentino is, it, it's sadly trading is, it's not like a moving average cross plus a MACD crossover then you buy. It takes years of experience and understanding the markets and just how everything connects and you know in order to truly scale this business, you need to have a course. But to be honest with you, I don't know. I just don't even know where you start with it. I'm trying to build a cool community here and try and get people to shorten their learning curve, man. And not sell courses and shit. Still note here, there's still no real buying coming in. Yes, exactly. Samar the hype man. Smash the love heart button. Oh yeah, so what I was planning on doing, I'm working on this at the moment and getting a graphic designer and everything involved. So you need to give me some ideas on if people become members, we get like cool little emojis and shit for the chat. So we can do like a little dom or sweep or hit the bed or lift the offer or like a little bobbing Mr. OrderFlow head, the bear. We can do shit like that. Yeah, no problem. No problem, mate. The thing is, it's pretty much the same. Same CFDs and Forex futures, they're all relatively the same. The thing is with futures, centralized book, your broker's not against you, you never be booked. It's just a much more transparent market. Okay, so a little bit of selling come in there. Notice how the bids instantly chews up, but we're seeing a little bit of a sweep in here. 5 minutes to showdown. Well, this is the thing, Daniel. How's it going today, dude? Eye candy and stuff. You really need to start editing them and making them more. What I found is actually quite interesting, just as a completely random stat for you. Mr. Beast on his videos actually has 40% retention, which I thought was quite interesting. You think he would have a lot more, yet he's the biggest channel. So clearly, people just don't have a very large attention span to watch quite a really long video. I know I can't. I struggle to watch like a 45-hour long video. The sweet spot's like 15-20 minutes, isn't it? Wait, it's up over 4%. Wow. Let me see that. Jesus Christ. This is all here. That's madness. Yeah, I saw some of that as well. He's basically getting it rough at the minute, isn't he? I suppose I could. I suppose I could some more. I could do a specific strategy and stuff like that. But the trouble is, trading is really discretionary. If 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 it was as simple as for example, spotting delta with absorption on the offer to sell, you'd be coding it and just letting it play yourself. It's hard, but I suppose the main idea is to give people the main concept. Pikey boy, 14 Norwegian krona. Thank you very much, dude. No, so very typically, I've got too much shit going on my ears right now. Let me stop this guy talking. Um, So if I'm to trade equities, I will never trade ES. I don't trade NQ. It gives me heart palpitations. And I use the Russell and the Dow for correlations as well. So very simply, if they're all going up at the same time, um, it helps. But very typically, my day-to-day trading is bonds and notes. Just mainly because the book is much thicker, they're easier to look at, and I firmly think that the ES since COVID has essentially there's just no liquidity anymore. It's popcorn time. Thank you, Pikey boy. But yeah, SMR, we need to have a look at that at some point, dude. Trying to streamline it a little bit more for people. Yeah, 100%. Every one of them's got different characteristics. Someone is aggressively hitting in here. See if they continue to defend 67.5 on the offer. Exactly, that's the thing, mate. You don't have the huge up days, you just put in consistent winning days and keep the down days manageable. Okay, so notice how everything's pumping here at the minute. Note the stops that are going to be up here, so if we do crack here, high session we'll see a pop, see if they hit it. It's not the pop I was thinking. They're still absorbing an offer up here. It's not that much buying here coming in. This is just a continual grind up at the minute. Still no offer standing in the way. Here we go now. Exactly, that's the way to do it, man. Be interesting to see if they just pull the bid here. So let's draw out this level here. So the absolute high we're talking is 71.5. So we're talking here. So we need to basically close below here, and then we need to see the bid pulled for sellers essentially to step in. Wow. There we go. Still absorbing there. Need to crack this 71.5 and close below. A lot of absorption on the offer right here. So now we have potentially everyone that's bought up here needs to liquidate soon if they continue hitting into the bid. So we can move quite quick now. We're going to clear here. Notice a little bit of selling is coming in. Nothing major though. But again, all the buying up here, all these contracts essentially, they need to be liquidating soon. So it can this can move quickly. And then if we do get to this low, which is a while away right now, but it's just going to be complete sell off 39.5. So let's mark that. So here, if we do get as far down, which is a while away, man, but there is going to be absolute carnage if we do get down there, within out of value for the session, of course. Oh yes, that's enough for a little bag of popcorn, Rooney. Here we go. Some selling coming in. Let's watch the bid be pulled here, and this is gonna dump. Let's see what they do. Or are we just gonna consolidate around the POC? We're at POC right now, right? So we need to see NQ work its way down continuously for this to come down. But this is kind of a nothing event, right? So, I mean, the perma bear in me, and to go with the logo, we want to see this get down here. But we could just chop around. It's been absolutely nothing of value really said so far in the speech. Unless he says anything absolutely outlandish in this conference, the market's not going to do anything. So normally, once he maybe finishes speaking, we'll see some movement. But at the moment, we're just looking like an absolute nothing burger. Yeah, crazy week for news. And as well, around to August, so volumes are extremely low in August. Thank you very much, Pikey boy. We're starting a donation war now. Well, the thing is, man, there's essentially priced in 100% rate cuts. So unless the market changes, they're going to cut in September. Unless the data really changes that, the market is already priced in 100% cut for September meeting. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It will depend how big the cut's going to be. If the data continues, though, they'll potentially get another cut in September as well. Sorry, December. Pike with another banger. He's the new Dono King. Some size happening here. Let's see if I continue to lift the offer. This is just not tradable so far. Just the offer is weak as well. Yes, nicely done. They are trying to crack here though. I think I'm kind of feeling is when he's done speaking here that we basically sell off. It's a weird market right now. There's not really any real direction. There's no real positive size coming in as well. We're negative 1,000 delta on the day. It's only paper, as they say, or numbers on a screen in this day and age. Sadly, cash is dust. Continue just grind up at the moment though. How's your day been, Pike? Is gold had a positive day today? I've not actually looked at gold today. Yeah, exactly. But it's just weird though, right? If sellers do step in right now, this can drop very quickly. And it's not like the offer is still, when we're getting to the highs, they're absorbing, 300 at the high, another 300. You know, there's not that much volume going through, but it's just not clean at the moment at all. I still say though that we're now what 600-700 ticks straight line pretty much here. Slight pullback here, of course, but yeah, sometimes a couple of months ago it was absolute fireworks, but when it's already priced in as a no cut and nothing truly really happens, and Powell never says anything. He kind of keeps the peace a lot, to be honest. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Do you think put a one in the chat if you think we're going to go up, just continuously grind up, or a two if you think we're going to have a big correction by close of play for 5 p.m. US time? Because we've still got all the market on close data to come out as well. This is an interesting question. Of course you can't see anything. Fucking guy, honestly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now, essentially on the depth of market, there's really not much there. It's a continual grind up, not really any significant size. The book is extremely thin. Um, we're just seeing all the markets grind up right now. I mean, you're not buying right now anyway. Okay, NFP's crazy. Well, when the market on close data comes out in the next hour, plus when he finishes speaking in the next 50 minutes or so, is probably when we'll start to see some. Because right now they're just continually lifting in. There is some buying coming in now for sure, but the offer's not really standing in the way. I mean, we're still cutting through prices here with 56, 98, 68. You know, there's a little bit of two way at the high. So you just pulled that offer there. No, I don't know, mate. Lecture. No. There's a guy in Dundee in the chat, Anthony, Steve. Steve's in the Perth Road, he was saying. So notice how sensitive it is. Anytime NQ is dumping here, ES is pulling back. So we need to see a full correction in the whole market at the moment. ES has not been affected so far. We'll just quickly look at the data that's coming out. This is Thursday, and this is Friday's data here. So we have non-farm payroll at, this is 1:30 UK time, but it's what, an hour before open in US. So 8:30 US time. It's an hour, you're an hour ahead, right, Pike? So it'll be 3:30 your time NFP, I think. When this goes, it's going to go, we'll see. There's got to be some form of pullback, surely. We're only plus 2,000 delta today, and we're up 600, like 700 ticks or something. So there's just been no offer standing in the way all day. Yeah, exactly, 1:30 UK time. It's an hour before the cash open. Okay, so sellers are at least stepping in a little bit. Let's see if we're going to start hitting it, because this is a nightmare, this continuous grind up. We need NQ. NQ needs to start working its way down here in order for ES to work its way down. Alessandro, how's it going, dude? What's happening, my boy? Why has that just stopped playing? Because it's off the feed, of course. Oh, you get 2 tickaroos in the 10 year. Yeah, the 10 year pretty much the value per tick is a lot. So if you're trading it in contracts, 2 ticks, you really can, when you're trading the 10 or 30 year, you only need 3-4 ticks a day. If you're trading, 5 contracts, it's the guts of you know, 300-400 bucks for FOMC. Nice, dude. Yeah, pretty much tight stops. So you'll get 3-4 ticks in the 10 year. I'll bring up the treasuries and I'll show you in a second, dude. I've actually made it more easier to stream. I was thinking about streaming treasuries. It's just really boring. Nice. Yeah, really need to think about how you can get filled in these products just because they're that thick, or you end up instantly a tick offside, which is it's just they're completely different products. It's just this continual grind here. You need sellers to step in, give us a little bit of action. It's a good question, mate. So typically with treasuries, I would say um, you're 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 really done trading at uh, like 3 p.m. To be honest, US. My opinion, you should just be done at 2 o'clock. Um, there's not really that much volume. The reason being is you notice how thick the book goes after that time, and you can't really get filled. And anytime you will get filled, you'll just get slaughtered. Um, Slightly how to obviously these days are red herrings when there's news coming out, right? But standard, the book gets so thick where you're like 4 and 5k bid each price. You're just not getting filled. And if you are getting filled, you're getting filled when they pull the bidder offer and you're left with your dick in your hands, you know. So good question, Ant. So you go from you obviously standard props set up with these accounts. You have an evaluation, you pass it, then you're given like a sort of sim funded account per se. Once you do well in that, that's like you're in, you can earn money from that, and then they'll put you into live environment. To be honest, but there's actually no advantage of going live with these firms. You might as well just take the money and put it on your own account, because then you get classed as a professional and you have to pay for your own data. You have to pay higher pro rata fees. So until you're actually in a live market, mate, if you're trading personal or if you're trading with prop, you're not in a live market until you actually go into the live environment with them. Yeah, for opening hour, you're talking like 820, 830 US, which is fine. You see the volume then coming in, then you'll literally see that, of course. It just turns on a dime. No, you will. The a lot of these firms put you in a live environment. Then you actually trade for them in a live environment where when you're actually putting an order out, you're actually sitting on the bid or sitting on the offer. As you know, Alex, when you're trading these much thicker products, you need to, I wouldn't say get creative, but you need to time your entries a lot, right? You should never be, in my opinion, lifting the offer and hitting the bids because you're instantly a tick offside if they pull it. And in treasuries, because the tick value is so high, you always want to be getting filled at the best price and then instantly go one tick on side, so your max favorable excursion is always with you. You know, it's the way you want to be doing it instead of it's just how you do it, in my opinion. Sadly, you're always going to be against the curve with algos these days. They can pull bids and offers by the time you blink. But it's been like that for years. This action is shit here. Any selling that's actually coming in, buyers are instantly gobbling it up. Then the offer has been lifted. We're then pulling back ever so slightly. We'll see when he's done speaking if there's any real direction. Nice. Okay. Sweet. So you always enter. I would advocate everyone enters at limit. To be honest, name a price. If you don't get filled, you don't get filled. You know, it's just the way it is. You never pay up, man. Just wait for the better price. You get paid for having good entries. I think this month is going to be really quiet in the market. This is like the holiday season pretty much in every region, regardless of US, Europe, and UK. August is the holiday time, so the volume drops off a cliff. But the markets still move, but it's just never any real oomph. Yeah, exactly, mate. You're spot on. You're spot on. If you can time it correctly in treasuries, you can instantly two ticks on side. You know, and you know yourself, like four or five ticks in a treasuries trade is get the pom poms out. Like the best trade I had last month was like, I think it was maybe 11 ticks or something in one trade. That doesn't happen a lot though. That's all. Okay, a little bit of a sell-off happening. Notice there's no real selling. The bid has now just been pulled. Absolutely shocking action. So, Valentino, good question, mate. So, in essence, when the bid gets pulled, you will see the market will just drop 4 or 5 ticks, right? And also, it backs up with delta. If there's no real selling coming in, right? So a negative delta means there's been more selling than buying, right? When the bid gets pulled, it means doesn't need to be a lot of selling in order for the market to go down. So say for example there's 200 contracts here, just for talking sake, right? I hit 50 into one, 20 in, then 20, and then the market just pulls the other remaining 100, and you're down 5 ticks, just as a simplistic example, right? So these algorithms are continuously like that. You know, they're doing it when the market sweeps. It's just offers and bids being pulled. It's not because there's any real aggression coming in. It's a hard market to trade, but it's like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Like for example, if there was tons of aggressive selling coming in right now, right? I'm talking, 1,000 contracts. So we'd be down at, you know, 1,200 delta, for example, right? You'd expect the market to be going down aggressively, right? So sellers are stepping in. Okay. So like right now the market is now pumped up like 10 ticks, but there's not really any negative or buying coming in. So what they're basically doing is they're sweeping in between here, absorbing on the bid here, sweeping in these prices, and then absorbing in the offer here. The market is extremely hard when it's doing this. Very typically, when the market sweeps through, 4 or 5 ticks, it will continually sweep through those prices. So we're seeing the Russell and the Dow is dropping at the minute. NQ is trying to go down. Let's see if ES can continue on. We need to crack 77.5 here. This 100 lot is placed. If they can pull it, we'll maybe go down that a little bit easier. There we go. Okay, let's see if buyers take this 250 here. Because if they're still hungry to drive price up, they should be taking this full 250. And they're not. Sales are continually hitting. Notice how sensitive NQ is. Anytime we see a lift. And let's see if we take this full 250 or not. Be interesting to see if these are spoofs as well. So the market is fading away from these. They've just pulled that 75. And they take the full 250. A lot of whipping around at the moment. I find it hilarious that the market is priced in a 100% rate cut, right? And Powell still is not saying we're going to cut the next meeting. I mean, fucking hell. Oh, God. He literally just might as well be a Churchill dog, the guy. Here we go. Let's see if we can dump off here. We need to continually crack. Buyers that were absorbing 73.5. See if they're going to defend it. $71.5 here is the last sort of support level per se for the retest. If we do continue to close below there, then sellers have regained some control, and there is a lot more negative delta coming in now. So last ditch attempt. Expect buyers to protect here. And we've still got market on close to come in the next 40 minutes. So a lot of shit could happen. No problem, Valentino, dude. I mean, these Powell speeches might as well just be for entertainment at this point. Okay, so I've seen about 600-700 contracts absorbed at the lows here. Well, the 71 retest. So if sellers can crack this here, we should see a little mini capitulation back down to POC. I'm hoping we don't go back and reclaim 80s and then faff around again. Want sellers to start stepping in here, but they need to break. They need to break and hold below probably 72s at least, and then clear 71.5. Okay, here we go. Let's see if they can. Did you notice how buyers are defending this area? They're absorbing on the bid here, so it's still about 600 contracts absorbed, and then they're trying to hit it into the offer. But anytime the market's then gone back up to say, 76s, the bid has been pulled. So the more that we continually press down to here, and this gives way, the next level is basically to go back down to the point of control for the session. I'm hoping we actually see some direction, to be honest, because if we are going to go through a full FOMC meeting and literally end at point of control, it's going to be pretty shit. Piggy boy, how's it going? How's your day been, dude? Did you trade any individual equities today, man? Or did you just wait for FOMC or just not trade at all? I can't imagine it being the most exciting day across the board, to be honest. Patchy day. I mean, to be expected, right? There was just really no movement. Globex or pre-market basically just went straight up. Okay, that's the meeting over. Thank God. Let's pause that and see if there's anything happening now he's done talking. See if we capitulate. See the Amazon, Meta, Nvidia. What's MRK? Did an okay day or pretty much scratched it? Okay, so done speech. Let's see a sell-off. Here we go. Let's see, cracks below there. Here we go. They quite like to do this. Some real selling coming in now. Notice the difference. So next target POC. A lot of action left. Yeah, I mean FOMC is pretty much a known event, to be honest, when it's already priced in like that. So they're really hitting it there. Do you see that? Aggressively hitting. This is what I was expecting them to do, at least maybe during the meeting. But it's actually quite common though that after he's done speaking, they'll basically do the direction. So if they continually hit this in the bid, but the, but this is a lot of aggressive selling, right? I mean, we've just had, geez, oh, it's like 5,000 negative delta come in. You can see this. Look at the amount of just negative selling coming in all the way down here, all the way back to POC. Then we see a little retracement off POC. So if we are to continue to the downside, they're going to need to start hitting in. We don't really want price to be returning back above 71.5. You want to see sellers absorb and then continually start pressing into the bid for price to be going down. Or now we just faff around here until market on close data comes out. It always does pick. There's literally, and when FOMC is late on in the day, which it always is, you know, that day's an absolute write-off, to be honest. to keep the stonks stonking. I like that. Yeah, he's definitely anticipating cuts, but I mean the market's already priced one in, so if any data comes out that potentially threatens the cut in September, the market will take it really badly because it's pretty much already priced one in. It's actually pricing a second one in for December. Not checked. Did Microsoft recover the dump from yesterday? Because it doesn't make much sense that it was quite poor earnings when the dump happened, and then we went straight bid. So I was expecting a correction today, at least to open, but it's not really happened. So we're now back at POC. They need to start getting aggressive, but we've seen a huge amount of selling off there. Difference now is there's some buying coming in, right? But we're not moving. The offer is absorbing. So this is the type of action we should have been seeing before, rather than this just crap that was happening during the speech. But they did this the last few speeches, right? It's been shocking. The last speech we did on stream as well. Yeah, we already had the bounce, so we basically hit the lows, then we bounced below, we went back up to here, absorbed, buyers have come in, you can see by delta, but the offer has absorbed it. Now we're basically back below here, so if we can break below, like 58 and 3/4, or just call it 58s, then we can be on to basically challenge VWAP. And as we drawn out this line down here, if the market goes down to 39.5, then it's going to be a bloodbath where there'll be tons of stops. Basically, every single long is going to be stopped out down at 39.5s, to be honest, and then we basically start to then take on some of the correction that needs to happen from overnight session. Because yesterday's settlement price was all the way down here. Then look how overextended the overnight session is, just ridiculous. The pink line here is the start of regular trading hours. So um, was anticipating a sell-off the whole day, to be honest. So watching 39.5, it's a key level, but we've got POC now that's been cracked. The whole market is ticking down. We need to break VWAP and see if that acts. Then you've got the value area low of the RTH, and 39.5 is the next level. But notice now the bid has been pulled to get down here. So if sellers start getting in aggressively and we end this day like minus 10k, it is, very, very quickly. It doesn't take very long to start getting down to it doesn't get that hard to start getting down here, you know, because there's been no value built up from earlier on in the session, to be honest. But we'll see. That's my perma bear side happening. We will see if we now just consolidate around POC until the next 25 minutes till market on close data comes out. So we'll see. But it's really not that often that the market an overnight session just goes literally straight line and doesn't correct in regular trading hours. At least some degree. There's been no correction at all today. Um, so yeah. Yes, BTC dumping, gold and oil climbing. So money's been pumped into the commodities then. So see, I hope. I mean, there's nothing that moves quicker than a selling market, especially in indices. So we'll see. So we have the point of control now. Essentially, this is just a chop zone. So if I draw this out, This is in essence just going to be the you know the kind of chop zone round about here. You can see that there's a step in the profile down here, but right now, you know, we literally could just barcode in here, you know, do this type of shit. You know, we could do this. The absolute downside is the 39.5 area that we had here, and then you can see that there's only, you know, uh, there's only negative 3k on the day. So if they start getting aggressive, all the long liquidations come in play here, and then if the firms start wanting to hit it, you know, they really can. So we'll see how they want to do it. If it was me, I would be aggressively hitting this, taking it below here, seeing how the market does. You know, that would be what I would be doing if I was a firm. Uh, you know, let's bang it. You know, at least down to at least 50% of the session so far. So we need to first break VWAP for that to happen. Um, so we'll see. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Pig. It's to be expected before FOMC, right? Especially the last few days as well. You know, typically it you know starts and ends roughly in the same place. But there's a lot of room to go down here. So you're in 81s. That's a great good trade, dude. Cracker. I basically say that look, there's no point. You know, I'll maybe watch the market, but I just make sure and have it on sim and just don't take any positions because it's you, you know there's just no direction, man. All you're doing is using up your time. Okay, some size starting to come in now. Wow. Have we got any earnings left on the cards here? Uh, oh, Meta at 4:05. Wow, this is. There could be some action specifically on NQ as well. Despite all this buying, you know, these large hits, the market's just not taking it. So watch down here, 39.5. If we do get down here, bloodbath time. NQ is already going. You only trade regular trading hours, mate, or is that what you're meaning? You only trade cash session, or what broker do you use for your individual equities? What sort of leverage do you get? Do you get like 2, 3 to 1? $9.30 to 4. You trade interactive brokers. Nice one. 4 to 1. Okay, nice. Not far off. Ah, boo. Back up to POC. Ah, boring. Like 1,000 delta just came in there. But now basically up to flat in the session now. Yeah, FX is a completely different field though, right? Completely different. I think with FX, you probably need maximum 30 to 1, to be honest. Max. You don't need any more than that. It's because for a standard law in FX, it's like 100,000 of that base currency. So you need the leverage, because if you didn't trade with any leverage, you need 100k in your account just to trade, uh, like $10 a contract, for example. So I mean, this is the thing, mate. Every single market has got its own different, it's got its own different criteria. It has its own nuances. For example, like I don't use a scanner to basically scan the market, whereas you will. You'll have criteria. You'll probably check for ones that have got the most volume for that day. If you're trading anything out with the big beta names, the big Mag 7s and so on. Um, FX is, you kind of need to watch almost two central banks when you're trading to notice which one is weak. Everything is really, really correlated. You don't really have a watch list per se. The trouble is the S&P is such in a weird spot with just how it's so controlled by the large, the big boys. Um, yeah, exactly. Do you specifically look for any, do you have like a gap fill or a gap and go, you know, depending on the volume? Do you do any form of that kind of scanning as such? Like typically, are you going with the momentum? So if it gaps up, you're looking for a gap and go to the upside if there's some volume and price action to back it up, or are you looking to fade the gaps, or do you have any specific setup you look for around that? Right, you're looking for nice consistent action. Sweet. So decent ranges you're looking for then. Something with a bit of movement, decent pullbacks, something that's at least respecting the levels. Yeah, with you. I think what's actually quite interesting about that, hopefully we can continue selling off here. Um, what I think is interesting about trading individual stocks is I think you become a lot more selective in what you're actually looking for your pattern behavior. The reason being is you've literally got so much to choose from. Do you know what I mean? Um, your scanner will maybe give you something like, I don't know, just I'm spitballing here, but say 10 on the watch list, for example, probably sometimes even more. You'll then whittle it down to maybe three, and then you trade the best three. Whereas when you're trading futures, of course, you're basically trading the whole market if you're trading indices. Um, and a lot of the time people don't understand good versus bad action. Do you know what I mean? So they end up trading shit action, and don't really then understand what good action is and basically how they can size up when the going is good. That type of idea. What are you looking for? Like, you know, super low time frame, 50 minute, an hour or something like that. Um, because you're not swing trading, are you? You're just day trading, right? So you probably check what the daily looks like, but you're not going to have that up continuously, are you? But you want to see what it looks like, of course. Trading on the 5. Concepts are all pretty much the same, right? I'd be interested to see what the DOM looks like on individual. It'll be the same thing. If you get a good software, you'll be able to see how they're doing it. The only thing I would say with stocks is if because they can be quoted on different exchanges, you really have the threat of the dark pool side of things, right? It's the only thing, but it's not really any different to futures with the spoofing and all the shit that they do. Ah, okay, okay. I would probably say, man, I think you need to make sure and get a good software, to be honest. See, on a charts you can actually use individual equities on. Yeah, this is it, mate. When you get accustomed to the software, it's really hard. When you're using the same software for years, it's hard to change. That's the trouble. Trader boy, yep. Data and 10 mementos. We'll see what's happening. I guess it's been extremely lackluster for NFL. I mean, this is what happens when you know, Powell never comes out anymore and says, they never say anything out of turn, so the market prices something in and basically that's it priced in. He never says anything to basically, sway the apple cart, as the saying goes. Just a really weird day for action. Um, no direction, shocking price action, no correction of overnight session either. If we manage to just finish here at point of control for the session without, I mean, this is just the height of summer trading, I suppose. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can understand that, if we didn't go 300 ticks in the one direction. I mean, this was close, right? The market has literally just went straight up. I mean, this is like a 300 tick move, then open, sold off a little, then we went bid, and then we did nothing till FOMC. FOMC, nothing's happened, we've corrected, and now we're pretty much just at where FOMC where it started. So nothing to report. It's really strange though when there's not a correction. That's the thing, Pig. You're right to jump out, mate, because the liquidity is shit, and the times where you held through that, you would get, you get your arse handed to you. It's just always the way it works. It's just best practice just to not take the variance. Yeah, exactly, mate. Recency bias is always a killer. 5 minutes to market on close comes out. We'll see. Yeah, there's meta. So we've got there's going to be some action. We've got probably 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes here of some real action with the fact that we've got meta earnings coming out at 4:05. So we shall see. This can go anywhere in the next 20 minutes. So get the popcorn out. Oh, meta's the one that's definitely going to move NQ anyway. I'm just going to turn on the wire for this actually. So this is where we've seen a lot of selling before. We're now back above the 71.5. So let's see if sellers do want to protect here. So what? Let me know. What do you guys think? I can probably say we're in for some volatility. Nice. Yeah, we've got so market on close in 3 minutes, and then we've got Facebook earnings or Meta, probably the whole group, not just Facebook, but Meta whole earnings at 4:05 US. So we'll see. Hoping we don't just end at point of control here. I'm really hoping that we see some action. So the markets came up. Sellers that got quite aggressive here have protected here. But now we're just back at POC. 9:05, Anthony. So it looks like we're just faffing around to POC. There's been 21,000 contracts traded here. Yeah, get the popcorn out. Exactly. I want to see it. I want to see some downside, to be honest. Um, a lot of like if we do take out 39 and a halves, you know, it could go down very quickly. All of these long positions here need to liquidate here. So get the popcorn ready. Market on close data coming out in 50 seconds. We'll see if it's going to be on the sell side or buy side. But pretty shit action, to be honest. Interesting, we've seen sellers step in a little bit and buyers are just like gobbling up. So far, it's not really moving. 10 seconds. Here we go, some size coming in. Hmm, 1.1 billion to the buy side on ES. Crazy. Okay, so let's see if sellers are going to protect here. We've got the algo time coming in 10 minutes and then Facebook earnings coming out. Meta. Yeah, exactly, mate. I mean, this is just there's it's just shocking action. To be honest, I'm normally completely done by this time anyway. I really only like to trade till 6 p.m. tops UK time, which is 1 p.m. US. But normally done for like lunchtime US. Uh, I'm just too tired typically to execute. Oh, like getting the trade plan and trade ideas is no problem, but actually executing and managing those positions at this time is challenging. Okay, so let's see if we can continually hit. We're looking like POC so far, but all of that can change in roughly 15 minutes. So keep an eye on if we do get down here, 39 and a half is the absolute bleeding point for buyers. Want to clear this, and so note it was a 71.5 high that needs to be protected. And when we do get down here, we can get down here pretty quickly as well. So we'll see. Want to clear this and then sort of delta, clear this out. So as we discussed, the real aggressive side is we take this out and then we go down and correct. The upside, of course, I mean, how extended can we get? But you know, all of this selling that's happened is going to need to cover here. But really, I think if we do go up, I think most likely we're going to sweep the high. So we'll most likely sweep this area here, and then we'll basically fade back in to point of control, because I just can't see us going up any more on this session. So if we do go up, I reckon we'll probably end up fading back into point of control. Downside has all the room to maneuver, has the best reward to risk, is the general plan of attack. So we'll see how that plays out. Of course, the book is not that thick, so absorption is harder to spot. It's probably now you're talking 600-700 contracts is a decent absorb when the book is this thin. So this will be, you know, third time coming down to this level to hit it. If we do, okay. So no, sellers need to try and protect. You know, it was this sort of area around here. Probably talking like an 8 tick range. Sellers will protect. You know, say roughly. We cannot. Sellers do not want to see this get above here, right? So they've been stepping in roughly this price, and it's the value area high. You know, in order to sort of continue the way down, of course. So we'll see how that plays out. Five minutes, well, I should say less, 4 minutes until the algo 5 minutes comes in. So there's going to be a shit ton of volatility the next 5 minutes. Like we could easily move 50-60 ticks, no problem. So at the moment, sellers are protecting that. Do you see? They're protecting 66s here. Yeah, exactly. FOMC is always good to get the popcorn out. That's for sure. We'll see what print happens with Meta. Will be interesting. A lot two-way happening here. Anyways, smack bang at point of control. Okay. Wow. Shocker. All this volume is happening and it's there we go. See if we can drive our way down here. Crazy amounts of volume but no direction. Thousands and thousands of contracts in literally an 8 tick range. I mean honestly. This is one of the most lackluster ends. We'll see how the market takes it with Meta earnings in 5 minutes. This is the worst I've seen. We've just literally we've just had 20 30,000 contracts traded in a 4 or 5 tick range. You know, literally at POC. Yeah, it's definitely not getting down here now, unless you know Meta blows up or something. So sellers will probably still need to protect up here. Now we'll see if they can. See if they can, but it looks most likely they're just going to hit it up here and then pull it back into POC. See if anything happens in 4 or 5 minutes. Nice trader boy. Good trade, dude. It's actually very, very common that I think if you look back at the last like 4 FOMC meetings, there has always been movement as soon as he starts finishing speaking. I think quite a number of times actually it's been a sell-off when he's actually finished speaking. Don't quote me on that, but I would want to say, oh, maybe 3 out of 4 times it's been a sell-off. But I need to double check that. But typically when he's done speaking, there is normally uh, movement as soon as he's done. I mean, right now we're pretty much just looking at a double distribution day, but if you see, this is where the market closed straight up, okay, and then you know we've now just got this huge balance area here. It just seems quite weird though. We're going to need to fill this gap at some point. Um, you know, from here, you know, to here. It's not really often that the market leaves a gap between an overnight session. It normally likes to close the gap, to be honest and correct. So we'll note that for. I would be very surprised if that doesn't get closed by end of this week. Extremely surprised. But it's good that you ended the session positive, Trader Boy. That's what I like to hear, dude. So there's still a lot of absorption on the bid, as you can see. Negative 7.5 delta. Not that it's that one directional, but just we're going up the way. To be honest, so quite interesting despite the ridiculous bids pre-market and the sell-off from Microsoft to close the play yesterday. Uh, this is just weird action. Okay, so let's see how Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram is doing. Absolutely shit platforms, I may add. Well, WhatsApp's not bad. Facebook and Instagram, not so much. Don't use either of them. Okay, 5 seconds. Wow. There we go. Billion beat in revenue. Hmm. operating operating income. Jeez. 14 billion. Crazy. So very good numbers for Meta, to be honest. See if there's anything bad in the future side of doing any cuts or anything. Wait to see if that falls out on the tape. Yeah, quite good numbers for Mr. Zuckerberg. Like a billion beat on revenue there. So I can't remember the exact numbers, but like 30, was it like 37 billion forecast 38? Uh, so we're definitely that's all she wrote now. We're just working our way back now down to. We didn't even get the sweep of the high either to go back down into POC. So that's pretty much all she wrote. I don't think there's any other earnings now. Yeah, exactly. You won't need to sell as much data. Can maybe shave that by a billion. I don't understand. How does WhatsApp make any money? Unless I'm missing the point here, but I use iPhone, right? So there's no advertisements on it. Unless with Android there's tons of adverts and stuff. And it's free to use. So I don't understand how does WhatsApp generate any money, or is it just there is a tool to rape your keywords, um, to basically show you ads? Is that all it's there for? Read your conversations to show you ads on Facebook? Is that pretty much? Well, that's what I'm thinking. The only thing that makes sense is they basically steal all your information pretty much to basically tailor ads. So if you say you text a friend, I want to buy a washing machine, and then next thing you go on to Facebook and they show you a washing machine. Is that pretty much what he does, to be honest? I actually, as soon as I realised that Facebook had something ridiculous, gigs and gigs of data on me ever since I started using the damn thing. Like, I'm not joking. I don't know if you guys have ever checked this out. It stores absolutely everything. Every post that you've liked, every post you've ever commented on, you know, and it does that for every single person on the platform. It is frightening. If you go on and actually download your data from that ever since inception, every picture you've uploaded, every status you've ever commented on, every status you've ever posted, you know what I mean? Every friend you've ever had, friends of friends, it's crazy. I just don't like the idea of someone having that much data. It's ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. I think that's basically what they're doing, right? Snooping on your shit to then basically show you ads. Shocker. Big. Yeah. And yeah. These platforms, honestly, they've got a lot to answer for in society. It's literally the death of a generation. These things. Imagine the amount of relationships Mark Zuckerberg has caused. Yeah, exactly. Be interesting though to see what uh, YouTube is going to do about all this Mr. Beast carry on. I don't know if you guys have seen any of that. It's hard to not be on this platform and not see it. It's basically, the YouTube poster boy is getting absolutely slammed at the minute. Eunice, how's it going, dude? What's happening, buddy boy? Yeah, it does the same thing, exactly. Exactly. YouTube is a little bit, I mean, it's obviously tied to Google, of course, but I think their algorithm's actually not bad because if you watch stuff you like, it shows you more things that you like, so I quite like that. But, it doesn't, like, Facebook will literally just tries to keep you on the platform, so it'll show you shit. And the most annoying part about it, in my opinion, of a Facebook is you can have thousands of friends on Facebook or all the people you know, right? And you actually need to go and do a ridiculous number of buttons and configurations to actually see the posts of your friends. They just show you nonsense and ads. Not really, no. I mean, I use it for news, but nothing major. Um, it's pretty much the same. You go into a post and just random memes and all the stuff. So pretty much just, I mean, it's kind of expected, right? That like running fake lotteries, um, like a lot of his videos are fake, and it's all, when he says like 1,000 people in a ring, and whoever stays the longest, and whoever wins gets like a Tesla or $100,000 or something. Like apparently it's all scripted, but let's be serious, right? Of course it's scripted. Like, would you guys honestly watch that? No one's watching that and thinking, oh, you know, it's like this guy is literally a media company. You know what I mean? He almost has shareholders now. So his objective is to get the most watch time and the the most number of views. If he brings on John, who's a boring bastard, no one's going to watch that, are they? Do you know what I mean? So of course you're going to handpick people that are good for the camera and create events to keep people watching. That's just the way the world is. So you been up today, dude? Been up real bad today, like previous days. I mean, to be honest, I was surprised you didn't get a deeper correction today. But see, as a rule of thumb, see on FOMC weeks, um, the volume T minus two of FOMC is typically shit. The day of FOMC, again, is pretty shit. So these standards are scripted. Fucking hell. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, some of the things, though, he's maybe going to get in a slight bit of hot water with is, he does like live streams and he's like, whoever buys merchandise in the next 5 minutes will put 100 quid in your order or stuff. You can't really do that, you know. But I, yeah, well, Joe Rogan stuff is actually quite good. The trouble is, I don't know if you've seen this random little employee dude that worked for Mr. Beast who's basically went and spilled all. That guy, I mean, he better have a good legal team behind him. Jesus. Like, if he cannot prove absolutely everything that he stated in that, he might as well just give Mr. Beast his house. Seriously. See, if one of your previous employees that you basically, paid a lot, looked after them, did all that for them, and they went and slandered you like that, my God, you would throw the kitchen sink at them, would you not? Yeah, exactly. I think Twitter is a good place to get news. Like, I like it, you can customize your feed a little bit more. I just did prefer it when they had the free version of TweetDeck. I used to use that a lot, where I could just organize the feed a little bit more for Twitter. I can't actually. I mean, it's not like I'm a huge fan of it, so I can't really honestly say that there's been any difference from when Elon Musk stepped in. To be honest, not really seen any difference. The only difference I've seen is he's basically tried to monetize people for a tick on it, a literal blue tick. But anyways, guys, let me know if you get any questions. That's pretty much all she wrote in the market. You know, it shuts in 40 minutes, but there's just nothing going to happen. Zero volume. Look how the book's just died. So let me know if you get any questions before we wrap up. If you've not said hello, say hello. Cheers, Piggy boy. Enjoy the walk in the doggo, buddy. But let me know if you guys get any questions. Oh, Tom, you're late, dude. You missed absolutely nothing. We had the FOMC meeting. Nothing happened, dude, at all. How was your session, dude? Did you trade today? No problem, mate. Hopefully everything's okay. Mike, no problem, dude. Yeah, we're. I mean, there's nothing really much gonna happen. We had a huge rant yesterday, so look to try and go and relax, take it easy. We'll be on tomorrow. Um, Market I think will be relatively quiet until NFP. To be honest, we'll see if we continue this trend or not. I still think we need to close the gap. Anyways, guys, y'all have a great evening, and we'll catch up tomorrow. If anyone's got any questions, let me know in the Discord. Did I do any good on the Ultra Bond? I didn't even trade today. I didn't trade today, mate. I'm kind of slightly regretting making a decision to not trade this week. Unless something, unless something extremely nice came up. Um, and basically treasuries have just went straight up, to be honest. We just went straight up, dude. But typically I trade the 10 year and the 30 year. The Ultra's a little bit it's a little bit too volatile for my liking. I prefer, if I was to trade the long end of the curve, I would go for the 30 instead of the Ultra. Typically. No problem. I was talking to Mike Trader Boy. You guys have a great evening. We'll catch up tomorrow. Thanks everyone.